Welcome to the Heads Together podcast. I'm your host, Jill Mokes, and I am so happy you're here with me again. Thank you for joining me on this slightly grey Wednesday that I'm recording this. But we don't care about the weather because we have a whole fresh, sparkling episode ahead. Before we dive in though, I just want to share something with you really quick. I am hosting a 3-day masterclass in March. It's free. It is for coaches who want to work on really uncovering their unique edge and who want to refine that into a really clear coaching niche so they can nail their messaging. And you know, if you listen to this podcast, that to me, messaging is what makes or breaks your marketing. So really, this is a masterclass for coaches who want to grow their business. You can register now at jillmokes.com/unearth. The masterclass is called Unearth Your Edge. Like I say, it's over 3 days. There is a pop-up community which you will become part of, which will be open until middle of April so that we can really stick together and kind of work through and implement what you're going to learn over the 3 days. There are live classes for 1 hour on each day, 11th, 12th and 13th of March. They'll be recorded. So if you can't make it live, register anyway, and you can just watch back on the replays when it suits you. Okay. So that's jillmokes.com/unearth your edge. It's something that if you're a regular listener to the podcast, you know, I kind of put a message out in the episode before last saying, I'm thinking of doing this. If you're interested, let me know. And I had a really awesome response. So thank you for letting me know so clearly that it is something you would like. Yeah. So go ahead and sign up for that now. But in the meantime, we'll dive into this week's episode, which is all about letting the money be the side effect of what you do in your business. Okay, let's go. Welcome to the Heads Together podcast. I'm Jill Mokes and I am obsessed with cutting through the noise when it comes to growing your business. Each week, via intimate coaching conversations and inspirational stories, I share what it really takes to get the results you want in a way that feels right to you. I am all about attracting higher ticket opportunities, building authentic relationships, and creating the abundant, full-fat version of your dream business. I mean, how many of us have beavered away creating a light version of what we really want? The thing is, I honestly believe when you're outstanding at what you do, there is no limit to what you can achieve. So, are you ready to put our heads together and make it happen? Let's go. So if you've ever found yourself really stressing out over where's the next client coming from? I've got to sign up another client. Or maybe you've had a discovery call and it didn't go as well as you were hoping it would. And now it's like you're feeling a bit panicky because they've said no. Or maybe you're someone who is constantly thinking, I wonder if I'd sign up more clients if I just reduced my prices, right? Then this episode is for you. So here's the problem. When we make it all about the money, what happens is we kind of act like we are running at money as though it's running away from us. Don't get me wrong. I get it. You know, you started your business because you want to make money from your coaching. You know, it's not a hobby. You want to make money. You want to get paid. The problem is when you fixate on money being the primary goal, you start making the decisions for your business from this place of really needing it, grasping at it. And then you stray into that area of trying to convince people to work with you. And I tell you what, people can absolutely smell that energy a mile away. Haven't you had one of those sales calls yourself where you've got on a call and it's like you really need it to be a yes, right? You're so needing it. And when that happens, it never goes good. Because we're so fixated on the outcome, we stop being present in the moment for the person that we're talking to. We stop really listening to them. And we don't show up for them. We're showing up because we want something from them. And that makes it so much more likely that that person will not work with us. So it's really, really counterintuitive, but we have to make the money the side effect. So it's not, I need this client to sign up. It's, I am here on this call right now to really understand this person. So I can help them make the right decision for them. You've got to genuinely mean it. You've got to genuinely want that person to make the right decision for themselves. And you've got to trust that the right people are going to say yes when the time is right for them. There is a little money mindset mantra that I quite like, which is the more I focus on building relationships, the more money naturally flows in my direction. That is not woo-woo nonsense, by the way. That is actually very real business strategy. Because when you stop pushing so hard for the sale, that's when you free up the space to actually connect with the other person. And that's what builds trust. And we know people buy when they trust us. There is something hard around this about trusting the process. And I really get that. I really get it, because you are probably listening to this thinking, well, that's all well and good, Jill, but what, do I just sit back and hope that the money kind of just drops into my lap? That's not what I'm saying at all. Trusting the process doesn't mean you just sit and wait for it to happen. Trusting the process means doing the work. It means showing up. It means putting out valuable content. It means having conversations and making offers as often as you can. It means being very clear on who your ideal clients are. It means understanding them really deeply so that you can craft messaging that really speaks to them, so that you end up making an invitation to the right people to get onto the call with you. And it's about focusing on the right things. It's not about obsessing over the quick wins. It's about playing a longer game of building that credibility and the relationships and your reputation as a coach. It is about focusing on the things that you can control and then letting the money be the side effect of those things. One thing I think is really important for us as coaches is to understand that success is never linear. Right? Some months will be amazing and brilliant, and it'll be like, oh my God, I've nailed it. Yes, at last, my sustainable pipeline of clients is in place. Wonderful. And then some months it's going to feel like no one's bloody listening to a word you're saying, and no one wants to get on a call with you, and nothing's happening. That blip doesn't mean it's not working. I've had this before with clients where they panic when they have a slow month. And they'll say to me things like, do you think I should reduce my prices? Do you think I should change my offer? Despite the fact that the previous months have been good months, right? And I think it's really important that we sit still. We keep showing up, keep doing what we're doing, and trust that the momentum is still there. Even if you can't see it today, that momentum is still there. And I think when you have this relationships first approach to your business, which really is the process that I'm telling you to trust. The process is building relationships, whether you're doing that via in-person events, whether you're doing it on LinkedIn, whether you're doing it via your email newsletter, however you are building relationships with the people in your world. The coaches who are really successful are the ones who understand this, that they prioritize connection, meaningful connection with actual people. We can get, in this digital age, we can get super wrapped up in social media strategy and likes and comments and all of those we call them vanity metrics, whatever. I think the people who get so obsessed with that are really missing a trick. They're missing that as coaches, our businesses are built generally speaking, one conversation at a time. And so when you prioritize the connection itself, making it a deeper, more meaningful connection, when you really nurture people before you pitch to them, whether you're doing that, via your email list or via your content. And when you build that genuine layer of trust, instead of really having that panicky chase of the quick sale, that's when you win in the long run, because you build up a sustainable momentum. If you think about how you make decisions to work with someone, think about the last time you made an investment of money. Maybe you invested in a coach yourself. Maybe you bought a program, a service, I don't know, whatever. Did you buy from the person who shouted the loudest, the person who was the pushiest? Or did you buy from the one that you trusted, the one that you'd got to know over a bit of time? You'd maybe noticed their content a few months ago and you'd started, maybe you subscribed to their newsletter and suddenly you're kind of doing a little bit of a stalky stalk around their website and you really like their style. You like what they put out there. And the reason you know that is because you've taken time to consume it over a period of time. You didn't just land on their website and hit buy. So I think we buy from the people who make us really feel seen and feel understood. And the way to do that for someone is by creating great content, by understanding who your ideal clients are, by making sure that your niche is very clear so that you know who you help and how you help them, right? Because people don't buy coaching. What they are actually parting with their money for is trust. It's belief. They're buying you. They're buying you because they believe you are the person who can get them to the result that they want. They're not buying coaching. So if you can get your head around that and focus on that and focus on being that person, that generous coach that really shares generously, is very intentional about how you put content out there. You're not just adding to noise. You're really making sure that you are understanding what your clients want and need. Then the money follows you. The money becomes the side effect of all of that. I want to leave you with a thought. The coaches who keep showing up, who keep genuinely serving, detached from the outcome, coaches who build real, genuine connections, one conversation at a time, those coaches cannot lose. You can't fail if you stay really committed to what you're trying to do with your business, the impact you're trying to have. If you keep building relationships and if you trust that the money will come as a side effect of all of that consistency and credibility and bravery. And there's another side effect, which is really amazing to all of this, is that when you show up this way in your business, it feels like 1,000 times better. There is no more of that stress chasing. There's no more of that desperate energy. If there is such a thing as flow, I don't really know if I've ever felt in flow because, you know me, I'm slightly and all over the place. But if there is such a thing as flow, then I reckon that's what it is. It's taking your eye away from the stress chasing and the money chasing. And it's allowing money to be important to you, but allowing it to be the side effect of everything else you actually do. I hope that has given you a bit of a fresh perspective in terms of trusting in the way you show up in your business and actually doing it. See what you can do today to show up in a really generous way, in a way that isn't about you chasing money, a way that is just about you building a deeper connection with someone. What could you do today? All right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Remember, Unearth Your Edge, my free masterclass, which really is positioning yourself in the best way possible to do all of these things. So it's really about understanding your unique edge as a coach and refining your niche and nailing your messaging so that you can have more of these conversations, more of the relationship building with the right people. Remember to register. It's jillmokes.com/register. I'll pop the link in the show notes, of course. And I hope to see you there live on Zoom with me on 11th, 12th and 13th of March. Okay. Have a brilliant week. Bye for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode and that getting our heads together this week has filled your mind with what's possible. If you love the show, would you do me a massive favour, please? Would you leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts? It would really help me put more heads together, reach more ears and expand more minds. Until next week, bye for now.